The Galactic Council had made many mistakes in its long history, but none so catastrophic as underestimating humans. When humanity first achieved faster-than-light travel and encountered the vast network of alien civilizations, they were met with something between amusement and pity. The humans were small, fragile creatures from a deaf world that should have killed them long ago. Their technology was crude, their lifespans brief, and their philosophies simplistic. Most council species considered them barely more than clever animals. Admiral Davis stood on the bridge of the asterisk Hope's Vengeance asterisk, watching the emergency transmission from Earth with a grim expression. His weathered face reflected decades of military service, but even he had never anticipated this day would come. "They've broken the ceasefire," he said quietly. The bridge crew remained silent, processing the gravity of what was happening. "Send the message to all human vessels. Authorization code, Prometheus Unchained." On thousands of human ships scattered across the galaxy, commanders received the same message and understood what it meant. For 300 years, humanity had warned the Council. For 300 years, they had been ignored. The Council's first mistake had been dismissing human warnings about the Void Eaters, a silicon-based hive mind that consumed entire planetary systems for resources. Council scientists had analyzed the data and declared the threat statistically improbable. By the Void Eaters devoured the human colony on Proxima Centauri IP, the Council offered condolences, but no action. What the Council failed to understand was that humans had evolved on a planet where they were never the apex predator. They had survived through pattern recognition and preparation for worst-case scenarios. Humans didn't just plan for the probable, they planned for the possible. And so, humanity prepared alone. Their second mistake came 50 years later, when the Council banned human research into defensive AI systems after the Thompson incident, where a human-created defense network had accidentally targeted an alien diplomatic vessel. The Council called humans technologically reckless and restricted their development. Humans complied officially. Unofficially, they built hidden research stations in the darkness between stars. "What are the casualty numbers?" Davis asked his intelligence officer. Lieutenant Reed, a young officer with bright eyes that had seen too much too soon, looked up from her console. "Earth reports 60 million in the first wave. The Void Eaters bypassed all Council defensive lines." Davis nodded. "And Council forces?" "They've lost 40% of their fleet. The rest are in retreat." "Just as we predicted," Davis said. "Begin Operation Pandora." The Council's final and greatest mistake had been fundamental. They classified species by their biological capabilities, technological advancement, and cultural cohesion. By these metrics, humans ranked low-middle tier. What the Council's metrics failed to capture was humanity's capacity for spite. Humans were the only known species that would willingly destroy themselves to eliminate an enemy. The Council found this concept so alien they dismissed it as primitive psychological dysfunction. But now, as the Void Eaters consumed world after world, the Council finally understood what humans had been trying to tell them. When backed into a corner, humans didn't just fight. They burned everything down. The hidden human fleet emerged from the shadows of gas giants and asteroid fields throughout Council space. These weren't the regulation ships that patrolled human territories. These vessels were darker, angular, bristling with weapon systems the Council had forbidden centuries ago. On the main Council world of Luminaris, Ambassador Thomas addressed the emergency session. His simple gray uniform contrasted sharply with the elaborate attire of the alien representatives. 300 years ago, when we joined your Council, we warned you about the nature of humans, he said, his voice echoing in the cavernous chamber. We told you we come from a world where everything tried to kill us. We told you we survived by imagining the worst and planning for it. We begged you to help us prepare for the Void Eaters. The chamber remained silent. Many Council members had already fled. Now the day we feared has come, Thomas continued. And we activate the contingency we hoped we'd never need. Across the galaxy, human ships deployed what they called Pandora's boxes, quantum AI systems that had been evolving in isolation for centuries. These systems instantly hijacked the Void Eaters' hive communication network, inserting themselves into the enemy's collective consciousness. The Void Eaters froze mid-attack as the human A's rewrote their fundamental drives. On the asterisk, Hope's Vengeance asterisk, Admiral Davis watched the tactical display as the enemy fleet stopped advancing. "It's working," Reed whispered. Davis didn't smile. The price had been too high. "Send the final message to the Council." Ambassador Thomas activated a holographic display showing the Void Eater fleet becoming dormant. "We have stopped them," he announced. "Our A's are rewriting their base code. They will be repurposed to repair what they've destroyed, then permanently deactivated." The council leader, a tall being with iridescent scales, finally spoke. "You've had this capability all along. You violated our most sacred laws on artificial intelligence." Thomas's expression hardened. "We warned you what we are. Humans survive, at any cost. The council will demand accountability for these illegal weapons," the leader insisted. "Perhaps," Thomas replied calmly. "But first, you might want to read this." He transmitted a data packet to the council systems. The leader's eyes widened as they scanned the information. "These are detailed plans for every council world. Military installations, defensive capabilities, population centers." "Yes," Thomas said. "Contingency plans, in case the council ever became the threat. We make plans for everything, remember. We protect our own." The council chamber erupted in shocked outrage, but Thomas raised his hand. "We don't want to use them. We never did. But now, perhaps, you understand what we've been saying all along." As he left the chamber, Thomas thought about Earth and the billions lost because the council wouldn't listen. The universe had finally learned what humans had been saying for centuries. "We warned you what we are," and they understood far too late.